Hey guys, it's me, Vic723 with some Team Flawless gameplay. On Hardpoint, I've kind of given it away there, but that is what this game was. We weren't allowed to drop a point to the enemy team, so you guys are going to see how we managed to do that. Really just a lot of teamwork and strategy. We are spectating Bucko in this game because he was the one with the most kills, so I figured the most entertaining gameplay. But as you can see, we're just holding this point here, literally just setting up on each of the hard points, going to them before they spawn, all that kind of stuff. Just making sure we don't drop a point to the enemy team. As you see, while we're halfway through that hard point, we're already thinking about the next one. Bucko's going to flip the spawns, or I believe anchoring it's called. Just kind of making sure we keep the right spawn points and all that kind of stuff. So a little bit different to what we're usually doing, random walking sideways, throwing axes, all that kind of stuff. So that is the gameplay, which I hope you guys enjoy. And one thing I'm going to be discussing, which is quite an interesting point, and basically it can be summarized by saying humans aren't logical creatures. We're not logical beings. Our brains don't work with logic. And there was a study, and I'm not certain whether this is true or not, but if it is, it's definitely very interesting. Apparently there was an unethical study done, which wasn't properly published or anything, where the part of the brain that associates with emotions was cut out of somebody. It was removed, and they were unable to make really, really basic decisions, like going down the street, I want to get from here to here, do I go left or right? And, anything where it's even close in, two close decisions, which we make so many of, and most of the time, if it's not an important decision, we're like, oh, whatever, I'll just go with this decision, and not think too much about it, because obviously we don't know the future. There are so many variables in life that we don't know. We don't know what's around the corner. We don't know if there's, loads of traffic, or loads of people on the pavement, all that kind of stuff, and we just have to kind of make assumptions, and at the end of the day, we just make a decision, and there isn't that much logic involved in it, and the brain doesn't really work with that kind of logic. And that's why a lot of the time you'll be, with people, and you'll be like, why on earth did they decide to do that, or why are they doing this? And, we're not even, if we were all wired up the same way, with our brains the same, and we all thought in the exact same way, then logic, would occur. You'd be able to, very well predict what people are going to do. But everyone's unique, and doesn't really follow logic most of the time. I mean, we try as much as we can, and one of the areas where humans just really don't apply logic that well is with probabilities. Our brain is not designed to, carry out math. Math is something we invented as humans as a tool. It wasn't something, we've always had. And in, a lot of situations, especially with gambling, the lottery, things like this, the way the odds are, the person always wins. A logical person would never gamble anything at all, would never buy a lottery ticket or anything along those lines. But that's not the way our brain is wired up. And we don't, see the odds of us not winning. We see the slight chance of us winning the lottery, or, our money coming back when we put down on red. That's what we see in our mind, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But the idea of humans being logical is just something that doesn't happen in practice. I mean, you can probably imagine this. There's, a whole profession of trading stocks and options, and these people try and act as, as if they're as logical as they can, but most of it, probability has no memory. What happens in the future has no bearing on the past, and, even with complex computer algorithms, a lot of, bankers and investors lose money, as we've all seen happen before. So that's pretty much just all I wanted to discuss, just to kind of create a bit of thinking, when it comes down to doing logical things, do we always do the right thing, or is it more even luck involved in being logical? Is all of the time, we're logical and it turns out being the right decision to make? Is that just the 50% of the time that probability dictates that would work out? There's an interesting question for you. When you try and be as logical as you can and plan something out as carefully as you can, when does it go wrong? Is that because you weren't logical enough, or is that just because there were random odds? There we go. Just an interesting outlook, interesting way to look at the way things are. And that's, pretty much all I wanted to discuss. Again, that's kind of what I'm aiming to do in, a fair few of my commentaries, just make people think, make them consider the other perspectives, other things that they wouldn't usually even pay attention to. But next time you put in a decision where you've got A and B, and you're struggling to decide, don't worry about it, just make a decision, because humans weren't designed to be logical. Anyway, that is it for the video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, feel free to leave a like, and leave some thoughts in the comment section below. Check out some more random weapon gameplays, links on screen, and I'll see you guys soon.